For everything. You elect it, Jeba.
Is that I should bring money, then you start.
Yes, check my post inside.
Hi, good evening. Hi, Teresa. Hi, Titilayo. Hi, good
Hello, good morning.
afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good morning from your end. Good morning from your end.
I got up not quite long. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. Welcome to today's class. Yeah, the rest of our members, we go to grab lunch or you know. So how you guys doing? Can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah. So how is it going from your own end? How are you finding it? Are you guys practicing? Are we even practicing? Yeah, actually.
We are
So
practicing,
I guess we
at
speak for
least to get
ourselves. Things, are
familiar
you
with.
practicing?
Yeah, I'm practicing at least to get familiar with the whole Figma interface and everything, to know what each function
Hello, Teresa, are you
is
there?
for. Just like
It's not weeds. Yeah. So no, if you're actually practicing, out of Titilayo,
Yeah, I am. Though I wasn't in yesterday's class. I missed yesterday's class. But from the previous classes, yes.
oh, okay. So you just watch the recordings, then catch up with us. You just need to. This is just a short time to write. This class is just short. About just we call it a month, but it's just like 20 days, right? If you count it, it's 20 days, 20 working days. So you just need to follow back to back, right? If you skip one, it's just like you skip a lot. So you have a lot you are passing in the way. Hello, can you guys please? Try that speech to this network. Are we still together? Hello?
I can hear you.
Okay, sorry, network was just acting up. I guess I'll just switch. So, so what I'm saying, right? This is just like a few, we have few days. The 1 month is not 1 month in again. Like 1 month is short, it's almost gone already. The count is just like 20 working days or so, and you just make out your time to be part of it. Let's hit it back to back and call it a day. Then you continue with other things you're doing. So it's not just be left for you to work on yourself, learn more, and progress, right? It's not time to just skip classes. It's just 2 hours in a day. Then when you can't just avoid skipping the class. When you make that mistake, because I believe that the mistake, when you make that mistake, just need to go back and refresh and get up to date with others. So you don't need to wait for you, right? So yesterday we were able to talk about typography, how typography works. We probably talked about we learned kind of an overview of Figma. We saw how Figma works. I walked you guys through on how Figma works, some tools on Figma, how to use them. So although as we continue, we'll be uncovering more ways we can use our Figma, right? Because Figma is now ours, so we just have to get familiar using it. We just have to get ourselves comfortable and familiar using it, right? If you have any challenge, right? Maybe when you are practicing yesterday or from today's lecture, that of yesterday, day before yesterday, and 2 days ago, right? If you have any challenge or you have anything you feel we should look into, let's use it as a time buyer to wait for others to join, right? You can just bring it up. Or we have personal challenges that maybe only entered on UIUX. Don't come and tell me your no, I tell you your normal life challenges. Everybody has their challenges, right? So if you have any issue pertaining our lectures, anything you want us to look into, you can just bring it on now. So we'll look at it together while we're waiting for others to join. So once we get to 20 persons, start the class. We are 13. So the floor is open if you have anything to say or contribute.
All right, good afternoon. Thank
Yeah,
you for the
good
class.
afternoon.
So yesterday, I don't really get because the network was really bad yesterday, but I've tried to watch the video. But the way the way you were separating the test, but I hope when we are doing practical for it, I hope we'll still do it very well because I didn't really get the test aspect. Thank you.
You didn't get the
The test alignment, the test, the way we were designing the test, I didn't really get it well that yesterday.
okay. I guess maybe line spacing. Okay, what you talked about spacing between decks, right?
Yes,
In some,
the line spacing
right.
and all that.
Yeah. We talked about letter spacing and we talked about line spacing. While in some software you see them as kerning, see them as leading kerning, and I've forgotten the other name as padding or stuff like that, right? Well, here we see in Figma you see letter spacing, line spacing, and one other space, right? That's the ways to give space to between lines, the lines of text. The second one is to give space between letters. And the third one is to give space between paragraphs. So those are the different ways to give spaces on Figma. So once you highlight, let me launch my Figma. Okay, we are 17 so let me just launch my Figma. Okay, Figma. So this is what we did with Pro, right? So if you want to give the spaces, let's say you highlight this text, want to increase the spaces, can just go about letter spacing, decrease the
Sorry, we
spaces
cannot see
between
your
the letters.
screen.
Oh, sorry, I thought I shared my screen. Sorry for that. And let's take you guys out so to leave before you can see. So this is your text, right? Can see the screen now, right? Can we?
Yeah, we can.
Okay. So the way to increase the spaces is just come to once you highlight the text, right? You see letter spacing. That's to increase the spaces between the letters. Is there, right? You see when you're increasing the spaces between the letters, increases. Then that's for line spacing between and the rest. So it's just something that is simple. Is there, it's written there, so you can just interact with it. It's something easy, right? It's simple, it's written there. So once you just highlight and you just play around with it, it's that simple. There's nothing much about it. It's much about it. So do you have more questions?
I have a question, but the problem is, if you ask me, I'm using my phone, so I cannot really share my screen. But I sent it in the
What,
group anyways. I was
what's the
asking
question? What's there?
when you put a frame, maybe a phone, or like I put a MacBook as my frame. So, but the background that's inside the MacBook, the background inside the MacBook, I was not able to change it to the color I want or what I want.
That's not, that shouldn't be an issue now. Once you select a frame, let's say a frame, select this frame. Okay, let me not select it and let me pick a primitive frame. Let's say I pick the MacBook we talked about. Here, desktop, is it? Uh, MacBook Air. And let's say this is our MacBook, right? This is the frame. What you just need
Mhm.
to is give it a color here, a fill color, and that's it. When you give it a fill color, once you launch it, it will launch with that fill color you give it. Let's say we
Okay.
play, we display,
Okay.
and oh, sorry, I'm displaying with. Let me change to MacBook. But our interest at this point shouldn't be as prototype. I don't know why you guys are just rushing to prototype. This MacBook Pro 14 inches. MacBook Pro 14 inches. Play again. So you see that it comes with the color. It's that simple.
Okay.
That's trick.
Okay.
Yeah. More questions? So we treat we'll look at prototype separately. So all of you are just rushing to do prototype. You guys will design. There are a lot to do, right? You will design and you will get tired of design. So don't just rush things. Take it bit by bit. Yeah, I'm seeing gift hand is up. Gift, you have a question?
Yes, sir.
Cliff almost 20,000.
Sir, concerning the design principles, I think we having a problem on it.
You're having a problem with it?
On the design principles, if we can create a
Why?
time to on it. Sir?
And what's the challenge? I didn't get the question correctly.
The design principles.
Yeah, I got that. So what's the challenge? That's what I mean. Are we still together? If are you there? I don't know. Okay, I didn't get your question though. But the design principles, if we are present in the class, we treated them now. We talked about. We told you that they are the rules that are guiding our decisions when we are designing. They are the rules that guide on how we play our design element.
And yes, my question now is, are you going to walk us through each one of those design principles in Figma?
Yeah, we'll be playing around them now. As we are working
Oh,
through with Figma, you'll be seeing them come to play. We just had a theory class to list them. So as we are designing, we'll be working through the principles. You'll be seeing them come to play, right?
okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Yvonne, I'm seeing your hand. Yvonne, are you there? Okay. I don't know if she's still around. So let's just continue with what we have today. Good everyone, welcome to today's class. I guess today is day 3 or day 4. Today is day 4, right? Day 4 of our lectures. And today we'll be looking at another thing in design, which is color. That's not my name already. I want to be introduction. Today we'll be looking at color theory. So color theory is the study of how together and affect our emotions and perceptions, right? So, like we said, color being one of the elements of design, right? You see that we are taking those elements bit bit theory is not. I don't want this from red so people. Why is not sure? Can you guys hear me, please?
I can hear you.
Yes, sir, I can hear you.
Yes. Yes.
Hello? Hello?
Hello,
I
sir.
can hear you.
Okay, sorry, my network is actually acting up. Let me just quickly switch to another switch to this. Just give me a minute. Let me switch. Then we'll continue. So it doesn't interrupt our class. And, Okay, that's cool. Yeah. So I was saying, today we'll be looking at color theory, right? And so color theory is a study of how colors work together and how they affect our emotions and perceptions, right? It's like a toolbox for artists, designers, just as a toolbox for UI designers and creators to help them choose the right colors for their projects. Color theory enables you to pick colors that go well together and convey the right mood or message in your work, right? So this is like the whole concept of color in design, right? So how we choose colors, how we know colors that work, how we choose the right colors that evoke the right emotions. If you guys remember when we are talking about colors, under elements, right? I told you guys that color carries specific emotions, right? I told you that color represents certain things, right? So that is under, if you study on color psychology, right? You see that different different moods, different emotions, different feelings color carry along with it, right? So those things are all under color. Now, moving ahead with colors, you need to know how to select the right color as a designer, as a UI UX designer. So you don't want to use colors that you scare your users away from your site. You don't want to use colors that doesn't work together, right? You don't want to use color that doesn't contrast well, right? So if you remember one of our elements, it said principles, we said contrast. We need to make sure that our elements contrast well. So you must choose your colors, a way that you respect that rule of contrast. You get so you make sure that your color, any color that you're selecting, contrast well with each other, right? So that's the goal for learning this. Because at the end of the day, I want to learn how to select colors that work well. I want to learn how to select colors that contrast. So I want to learn how to combine colors when designing, right? So you can't talk about color without talking about the color wheel, right? Can't talk about color theory without mentioning the color wheel. So we'll be looking at the color wheel and how to pick colors from the color wheel. I guess we learned all these things in primary school. Maybe one the basic approach to it in primary school. We'll be looking at them when we talk about primary colors, secondary colors. Sometimes we even sign with those things in primary school, primary colors, secondary colors, tertiary colors. We talked about color harmony and the rest. So those things we learned, I'm just kind of refreshing our memory. Right? We are bringing them back in a more refined way. So a brief history for those that are interested in that. So Sir Isaac Newton established the color theory when he invented the color wheel in 1966. So if a history person can just go back to check out the history behind colors and stuff like that. So the end goal is he categorized colors, he defined them into three groups, right? Which is the primary color, the secondary color, and the tertiary color. If you want to look up more history about colors, you can just make your personal research. The key takeaway here is that it categorized colors into three categories, right? Which is the primary, the secondary, and the tertiary. So under the primary, we have the red, blue, yellow. So from that, we get other colors, right? So the color wheel. So we'll be looking at some properties under color theory, which color wheel is one of them. One of the best tools for understanding color basic is the color wheel, right? It helps you see the relationship between individual colors in order to use them appropriately. The color wheel organize pigments, which is used to produce color in illustration, art, and painting. So UI design is not excluded. It includes 12 colors based on Isaac Newton's visible color spectrum and is organized into three categories, which are the primary colors, the secondary colors, and the tertiary or intermediate colors. in other texts. Understanding this relationship is essential in using colors is essential to using colors in your design. So its primary colors are made up of the red, the yellow, and the blue. So these are the natural colors you see in our environment. While you see are referred to as primary colors because no other color can be mixed to create them, right? So these colors, they are not derived by the combination of two colors, right? You cannot combine any two colors that will give you this. You cannot mix any colors that will give you. So while we have secondary colors consist of the green, the orange, and the violet. They are formed by combining two primary colors. So when you mix two primary colors, it will give you another color, which is the secondary color. When you mix um, red and yellow, it will give you orange. When you mix this and this, it will give you this and this. So we'll be seeing those combinations, right? Then we have tertiary colors. Tertiary colors are created when a primary and a secondary colors are mixed, right? So you'll be seeing colors like red orange, red violet, yellow orange, and yellow green, and things like that. So the primary colors, we talked about it, right? So the primary colors are red, yellow, blue, are the only colors that cannot be made by mixing together other colors, right? They can be mixed in different combinations to create other colors in the spectrum. The secondary colors are made by mixing any two of the primary colors in equal quantity, right? So the combination of red and yellow will create a secondary color of orange. Remember that the red and the yellow is the primary color. The red, yellow, and blue, they are primary colors. And when you combine the red and yellow, it will give you orange. When you combine yellow plus blue, it will give you green. When you combine blue and red, it will give you violet. So these are different ways to derive color. So if you remember, we started from this only these three colors. Look at this illustration on the screen. We have only these three colors. Let's say these are color wheel, right? At this point, we have only three. We have yellow, we have blue, and we have red. Now we combine these colors. Now we've gotten to this, right? Combination of yellow, blue, and red gave us green, yellow, and violet. Then we went further to combine more, right? Went further to combine more, which creates the tertiary colors. We derive the tertiary colors by combining the neighbor of any of the primary or secondary colors in equal quantities, right? We can add a further 6 colors to the color wheel. These are called tertiary colors. So combination of these primary and secondary colors help us derive this last category that we call the tertiary color. So you can see the combination, right? You see the yellow plus orange, it will give yellow orange, yellow plus red, red orange, orange plus red, red orange, right? Red plus violet, red violet, violet plus blue, blue violet, blue plus green, blue green, then green plus yellow, yellow green. So these like if you count the colors on this way, now it's 3, 6, 9, 12. It should be 12 in number, right? So the colors 12 in number, where we get 6 from the tertiary colors, around to three from the secondary colors, and 3 from the primary colors, right? So that's that for the color wheel, right? So from this color wheel, when we start talking about color harmony, we see how to use the color wheel to select colors, right? How to combine colors from the color wheel. And what will aid us to do this is the knowledge of color harmony, right? So when we learn our color harmony, from that color harmony, we know how to derive colors, we have to select colors that actually work and actually complement each other on this wheel, right? So some designers or some artists go as far as printing out the color wheel. You see, if you enter some people's house, you see a color wheel on they design it, they print it out, right, and hang it on their wall, right? So when they hang it on their wall, then they pick arrows, those pointer that you see on clocks, those clock hands. Now they attach it to the color wheel that they can use those hands to select colors. When we start playing around selecting colors, you see the use of things like that, right? So next thing, there's properties of under color theory we say is color tints, color tones, and color shades, right? Color tints, color tones, and color shades. These are three simple concepts, right? So tinting in colors is just like the rough explanation is just addition of white to it, right? Any particular color you get, any particular hue you get. So when I say hue, just know that I'm talking about a particular shade of color. Whenever you get any color, be it your red, your yellow, blue, any color at all, then when you are adding white to it, that means you are tinting that color, right? Addition of white to color is tinting. Addition of black to color is shading, while addition of gray color to any color is toning. So when they tell you, you can just be in an office and your boss comes, I don't like this shade of red we are using. Can you shade it a bit? You should know that, okay, that person wants you to add black to that color a bit, right? Then maybe you call in an office and someone tells you, can you tone down this color, right? So you don't need to start checking up on Google on how to tone down colors, right? Just know that, okay, I said I should add gray to my color. It can actually tell you to tint, tone, or shade. So whenever you meet concepts like this, just have it in mind that, okay, this is what this person is talking about. I should add black, I should add white, I should add gray to a particular color, right? Are we following?
Yes.
Okay. So moving on. So this is how a color is, right? You see the pure color, the hue. This is the color. The base color is red. You just see as you see it as red. Then see when you tint it. You see when you add white to that base color, it's now losing its original color. It's now losing its form till it's 100% lost to white, right? Then when you're working with gray, you see that when you are toning it, you see you add gray, 10% gray, 20% gray, 30%, 40, 60 till you get 100% gray. That means that color has turned to gray totally, right? Then another one you can see is shade, right? Shade. You see the normal color, the base color, then 10% shade, 20 to 100%. So in colors, they don't see they have what you call neutrals. So they don't see black, white, and gray as colors, right? They see them as neutrals. So neutrals means in the sense that when a color is so dark, because color is seen as the presence of light that is reflected, stuff like that, right? So when there is absence of light totally, right, it means the color is black. So um when the presence of light is too much, let me just explain it that way. When the presence of light is extreme, right, it's seen as white. When the presence of light is too much, the flash is so much, it's seen as white. When there is absence of light, it's seen as black. So they don't actually recognize black and white as part of colors. And you know how to form gray now. Gray is just like the combination of white and black. So it just falls under the neutrals. So you can design a brand, let's say a designer, a graphic designer, you can design a logo for a company and they select a color of red and let's say they choose red and blue, right? I don't know if any brand will ever adopt that type of color. So let's say they chose the color of red and blue. At the end of the day, you can invest their logo. You can design let's say you're designing a flyer for them. After designing a flyer, right? You can represent their logo in black color. You can represent their logo in white color or even gray, right? Because they are neutrals, they can work. So there are places that red and blue cannot work. Those neutrals can work. I don't know if you guys are understanding. Are you following?
Yes.
Yes, you can.
Okay. So let's say you are designing a website and the person tells you, okay, our brand color is blue. Let's say royal blue and gold. This is our brand color. So you will not only stick to that royal blue and gold. You can extend your hands to neutrals, yeah, right? So you can make use of neutrals like black, white, and gray in that design, and you are not going off their brand guide. Remember that every brand, some once let me not say every brand because there are some new brands that have not actually designed their guide or stuff like that. So whenever you are working, before you start your design, you can always ask them for their brand guide. Maybe if they have their brand color, if they have their brand typography and stuff like that, right? Although that is not your work, that's the work of the brand identity designer, which is under graphic designer. So once that is available, when you ask for it, if it's available, they will present it to you. If it's not available, then you ask for their preference, right? Then if they don't have anything in mind, you can now bring your suggestion. So you don't just go about building products for people. Don't just go about building products for people, right? They will give you their brand guide, they will give you the colors they use because every brand has its own colors. You cannot go to MTN and leave the yellow MTN is using, then use Eka Red to design for them. No, you pay for that design. Or you leave the green glow is using, then use yellow to design for green for glow. I don't know if you've seen any design with yellow for glow. For me, I have not seen. Don't know if you've seen. So stuff like that. So every brand have their color. Every established brand, they have their color, right? They have their brand there. They have their color. They have their unique typography and other things, even imagery and stuff like that. So you don't just go outside their brand guide, right? You don't go outside their brand guide. But when you're working for brands that are not that established, that have not gotten to the stage of having these things, right? So you can ask them for recommendation. You can ask them, right, for what they want. If they don't have anything in mind, because there are some clients you meet and they just want you to do your thing. They don't know what's going on. So that's at that point you can now make suggestion, right? So when you make so remember you these things you have to do them before you start working because there is a pain that goes on when after working they will not tell you to start making changes or corrections that no, I don't like this color use. Make sure you establish this at the onset, right? Select the colors. All of you work together, brainstorm and choose the color. Make sure that that part is eliminated first, right? Once you eliminate that part, then you know that okay, this stage is gone. I will then start my work because I've seen this type of thing. So I always advise people to tackle it earlier before it turns to a problem, right? So moving on, we've talked about how to tone, how to shade, and how to tint, right? So another thing we'll see is color properties. Another thing we'll see is color properties, right? Then we'll see three properties in color, under color properties. We will be seeing that in our software too. In our any design software, they have these color properties. They have hue, they have saturation, and they have value, right? Color has three primary qualities known as properties: hue, value, and intensity or saturation. Each property affects the way you perceive color. Understanding these concepts will help you create and effectively apply color palettes in your design. First one is the hue, right? Refers to a color in its pure state, right? So when you talk about hue, you know that this is just a pure color, a color in its pure state, be it your red, your blue. Whenever you pick a color from your color wheel, just you can just call that color. This the hue is this particular shade, the hue is this, the hue is this, right? Then it refers to a color in its pure state. It also denotes a color's position on the color wheel. While the value of a color, tinting lighten the color by adding white, toning softens a color by adding gray, and shading darkens the color by adding black. So the value of a color is this the formatting we saw here, right? The position at which a color is where there is presence of black, where there is a presence of white, right? That's what the value talks about. White saturation is the brightness or dullness of a color based on saturation. A color is most intense in its pure form, right? Intensity is low when the color is mixed with a complementary color or a natural color. So if you look at this diagram, you see saturation, talking about the real color, the pure form of the color, and the color losing its did I say brightness, right? Losing its intensity, yeah, stuff like that. Then white value is this color dark going down? Is it light going up? So that's how hue, saturation, and value works. Once we open up our Figma, then you see the hue, the pure color, right? Attributes of color distinguished as red, blue, green, and stuff like that on the color wheel. Then this is value. If you look at this diagram of value, you see how going up is dark, going down it's white. So is it actually totally black or totally white? That's measured by the value. Then you see saturation. It's like saturation, maybe your clothes is just washing. When you got a new clothes, let's say you got this clothes just blue, and over a time you are washing it, and till it gets to this final stage of white. That means your clothes is washing out, right? Just you can just represent that as saturation. Then the last concept we'll be looking at, okay, is color harmony, right? Color harmony. So, like I said, color harmony are ways of using colors to create visual interest, right? These color schemes go well together to create a sense of order and organization. So, color harmony deals with the different ways we combine colors using the color wheel, right? The different concepts as which you combine colors using the color wheel. So, when you look at the color wheel, it's just there. Let's say looking at this color wheel, it's just there. So you're like, okay, how do I combine this color? We start asking yourself, is yellow going to work with purple? Is green going to work with red? And those type of questions, right? But when you have a deep knowledge of color harmony, when you have a deep knowledge of color harmony, you see that it will be very easy for you to select colors that work, that complement each other. So under the color harmony, we have different concepts. We have the monochromatic color harmony. We have the analogous color harmony. We have the complementary color harmony. We then have the split complementary. We have the triadic, and we have the tetradic. Right. So these are the different color harmony. Although there are some texts you see more than someone saying something. Please mute your mic. If I don't have to be muting people. I don't have to be muting people, right? Once you enter the class, you are not talking, just mute your mic. When you want to say something, raise up your hand, then we'll give you the audience to talk, right? I don't like the part that I will leave my class and you muting people's mic. It's not professional. Please, let's take this to heart. So moving on, right? We have different color harmonies. We have the monochromatic color harmony, have the analogous color harmony, the complementary, split complementary, the triadic, and the tetradic. So these are the different ways these are the different concepts at which we combine colors using the color wheel. Like I mentioned, right? If you remember what I said earlier, some artists, they print out the color wheel and hang in their rooms, having those hands of the clock, right? The similar hands you have, those similar arrows you have on clocks, right? They print the colorway like a clock, they design it that way, then keep in their house, then make use of those arrows to manipulate how they select their colors, right? So it's that simple. So if you look at this diagram on this place, you see color harmonies, you see the complementary. Let's say the person has the first hand, you can just use that first arrow to place on these two to select colors, use these two arrows and stuffs like that, right? So that's how some artists go about theirs. While we as a designer, we can still go about yours the way you want. So first one we have here is the monochromatic color harmony. The monochromatic color harmony, right? As the name sounds, take one hue and create other elements from different shades and tints of it. So how the monochromatic color harmony is we know what a hue is already, right? So once you select one hue, then you either shade that hue, that means addition of black or addition of white, or you tint it, or you even tone it. So those three concepts, right, create another color other than that your normal hue, right? Other than that your normal base color. Let's say you picked yellow. So when you add white to yellow, right? It's the color is still yellow, but another shade of yellow. Are you guys following? So this diagram here could be an example of a monochromatic color harmony. You can make a design with only these colors on the screen now. This is red. The 10% is still red, the 20% is still red, 30% is still red, but these are now different shades of red. So when you make designs with these different shades of red, all of them will still pop out. Okay, let me show you an example of what I mean on Figma. Let me launch Figma so we'll see what I'm talking about. So this is our Figma, right? Then I selected a color of, yeah, this is not right. Okay. So this color is red. Control D. This is red. Then I will tint this red a bit. And this red a bit. Tint this one more. Tint this one more. Then tint this one the most. So like I told you guys, you can make design using this color. This is one color, red, remember. So I can make a design using it. So let's say this is what I want to adopt. This color combination is what I want to adopt. So I'll just bring this guy here. I'll bring these two guys here. Then use this base red as my background color. Use this guy as my background color. Then select this shade of red for my text. See that the contrast is still okay. It contrasts well, right? Then it can be that I don't want to use text, then I want to use another element. Let me duplicate this. Let's say I want to create a button with this shade of red. So this is just like an example of how monochromatic color harmony works. If you want to build your color palette using the monochromatic concept, this is how it works. So you see that nothing is lost, right? See that nothing is lost. Everything is contrasting well. Everything is contrasting well. That's the power of monochromatic. Then I will change this color, the color of the text to any of these stay here. So that I've used three of them now, still on one design. I'm using the same shade of color. That's to show you that it's possible to make use of one color on your design and you still maintain contrast. Still maintain contrast. Your design looks good too. So let's say I have a text I want to write. I can just say, I can just write this here. Let's see if I paste this guy. This guy. Good man. How are you? That's including this. So then change the color. Still choose this one. So you see that I'm making use of one color and it's contrasting. Well, if I want to go ahead with maybe adding few touches and just draw line here and just draw line here. Like this is not necessary anyways, but just let's say I just want to exhaust all my colors, right? I can just click on this one. This is the only color I've not used. I guess it's this one. So you can add something like this. It's if you have time, you can just take it, snap it to the original place that you want. Just know that it's just something rough. You're not taking it so serious. Play around the design however you want. Then you want to go ahead and just do 30%. So, see that maybe this is like an example of you trying to exhaust all your color options and the design looks cool, right? The design looks cool. You will not complain of losing any elements. All of them pop well, right? What type of color harmony did we adopt here? Yeah, are we together?
Yes, I'm with you.
I said,
Yeah,
what
that
type
makes
of color?
sense.
What color harmony did we adopt here?
Yeah, we use the monochromatic color here, monochromatic harmony here.
Okay, you see that that's the combination of a hue and just one color. Just say that you're just making use of a particular hue, then different shades and different tints of that hue, right? It's that simple. So you can just make use of one color and have different variations from it, right? That's how monochromatic color harmony works. So moving on, next you have is analogous color harmony, right? Analogous color harmony. So we select this color harmony by we use three colors located beside one another on the color wheel, right? So how you get this one is when you pick three colors, like three colors, one, two, three, right? beside each other on the beside one another on the color wheel. Who is putting up a WhatsApp call now? Please, someone should tell the person calling that the chat is not on WhatsApp. Paste the link. Let me paste the link for the person to join. I didn't say the chat is not on WhatsApp now. Or the person think we are having a WhatsApp. So we get this type of color, right? The analogous. Sorry for writing the monochromatic here. So this is analogous and not monochromatic. Ignore that header there. So the analogous color harmony, we derive it by selecting three colors that are kind of side by side, yeah, located beside one another. One, two, three. The three colors are located beside it, right? So how do we do that? You see the color wheel, you see this first one, the yellow green, you see the yellow, and you see the orange. So these are three colors. Another one that could work is red, orange, orange, and red. This can work, right? So these are different ways to pick color. So let's try out this particular color harmony. Spring, yes. Okay. So if I do that, then I'll go to my Figma, then I will paste this allow. So we're making use of this color wheel. That this our design. We've made a design already. So let's just add something to this design. Let's select this particular color, this type of color. So we can use which one should be our base color. And we use this as our base color. So as our base color, we use someone else. Yeah. Just like this one is still limiting design a bit. Right. Then and select this. Remember that any color you pick, right? You can either shade it or you can still tone it. That's left for you to do. Like when you feel you are losing contrast, you can always shade or you can always tone. Always shade or you can always tone. Sorry for that. Change these two guys. See that? See what we got here. When you get a color, you're always free to either shade it or tone it a bit. That's left for you to do, right? And still change. You can say, no, I don't like this. Let me use the green here. You can use the green here. You can use the white. Never stick to the white. Right? And still bring in neutrals. Can still bring in neutrals, like I told you. Can still bring in neutrals here. White to pop up everything, right? Or you use neutral here. Can still bring in neutrals. Then bring this guy in. See that? So remember what I told you guys about neutrals? You can combine neutrals. You can use the neutrals of black, gray, and white to pop your design. So when the designs are all looking dull, and you feel okay, I just need to pop it with one of the neutrals. You can do that. You are free, right? So this is how the analogous color harmony works. right? You see that everything on this screen, on this design is contrasting well, right? You see that this design is contrasting well. This is for the logos, right? It's contrasting well. So let's look at another color harmony. Have the complementary color harmony. Have the complementary color harmony. So the complementary color harmony is the use of opposite colors, right, on the color wheel. Is the use of opposite colors on the color wheel. So how do we derive this? This is like, okay, when you get your color wheel, let me increase it a bit so see well. When you get your color wheel, just draw a straight line connecting two colors, just a straight line connecting two colors. So wherever that's your straight line falls, you pick the colors there. So you see that this is my straight line. Let me increase my straight line so you see it well. See that
Please, I've been forcing myself to not to sleep.
So you see that we drew two straight lines and this straight line fell on this and this. So let's use it for our design. Let's use it for our design. First one, let's make this guy our base color.
Yes.
Yeah.
Submit.
So you can add these guys to it, right? This is still color. Or you can still do this maybe white, be a neutral. Let me check if this will work out. Let's do black. Just find a way to play around it in a way to work. Now, this is not looking so nice. To be white, okay. Then this one white too. Then this color will go here so that this works. Then if you want to try the white part of it, then I have to change the color of my this thing. Then give this guy white. Give this guy another color. Give this guy another color. Give this guy white too. Then you can leave this one here. Give this color to be this shade of color, right? Then these are different ways you can play around with your color and play around with this particular color harmony. This is the complementary color harmony. So any way it works for you, just the selection of colors that are opposing each other on the wheel. So if I'm tired of using this particular color, I can switch it, right? I can switch it to this, right? So that if I switch it to this, I will choose these two colors, that's red and green. If I'm tired of doing that, I can switch it to this. I can always switch. So brands make use of this color more. They make use of two colors more, right? So any place, anyone you want to select, like the option is endless. The option is endless. And the fun part of it is you can have more versions of your and a more elaborate version of your color wheel where you have the shades and the things. So when you get this color, once you select this first color now, right? You might not necessarily choose these first two colors. You can choose the shades of this color and choose the tints of this color, right? And it will contrast very well. The contrast very well. You might not even have the need of bringing in neutrals to blend them in again, right? So that's how colors work. So we have another color harmony, which is within the complementary. You have the split complementary. You have the split complementary. So now looking at the diagram, how the split complementary works is once you get the complementary, then you split it. You ignore that complementary and select the two colors by the right and the left side. Let me show you how it works. Let's say this is our complementary, right? We've gotten this complementary. Okay, let me use something that is visible. Okay. Let's say these are complementary. They these let me fix this one. So these are complementary color, right? These are complementary color. Now we don't want to select this complementary again. We want to split the complementary. What I will do is just get my pen to select this here, then select this here, right? So once I select that, then I will clean up this guy. I will clean up this guy. I will take it out. So remember the complementary, at the end of the complementary, you split it. At the end of the complementary, you split it, and split this guy too. Now you see that we are no more selecting the complementary, which should have been this yellow. We are now selecting this and this beside it. Do we understand this? Okay, that's the reaction. So that's how this works. So instead of going straight to just complementary, which is opposing each other, when you get the opposing each other, you split it, then get by the left and the right part, leaving that one at the center. So you can choose these three colors, this one, and this one, and make your design. You can choose these three colors and design, and your design will pop well. And your design will pop well. Let me make sure you guys are seeing what I'm saying. So this 1, 2, and number 3. So when you choose these colors, you can use them for your design and they will pop well. So let's move ahead with other colors. We have the triadic color harmony. So how do you achieve the triadic color harmony, right? Take 3 equal distance colors on the color wheel, right? So the trick I use for this one is just draw a triangle on the color wheel and you will get this particular color harmony. If you want to select colors using this triadic, just draw a triangle on the color wheel and you will see those colors and you select them. Let's say this is your color harmony. Let me take these guys out. Your color harmony, then pick your triangle tool, you draw a triangle. So once you draw a triangle, you see the places, the edges this triangle falls to, right? You see the edges they fall on. This is the first edge. This is the yellow, this shade of blue, and this red. You see the places it falls on. That is where you select. That's where you select as your colors. So when you use them for colors, when you use them for design, you see that they will contrast well. So remember, you must not use, okay, let's say as you got these 3 colors, let me create a color palette. You got this is first one. This is second one. And this is third one. Let me get something that we can see on. So we created this. It's not more that all your design you now implement all these 3 colors, right? No, you can bring in this like a palette. You can either shade them or tint them, right? Let's say this color now. Okay, let me keep it here so we can see the shades and the tints. So when you use only these 3 colors for your design, it might look so boring and dull, right? It might look so boring and dull, but you can just add shades and tints of this color. Let's say this is our base color. This is where we started, right? Then let's say we change this one now. We shade this guy a bit. We shade this guy a bit. We shade this guy a bit. Shade this guy a bit. Shade this guy a bit. Then so I can go dark totally. Right? You see that it's still the same color. We are still on the same color. Let me just keep this there. Then you can just tint this guy. Tint this guy. So you don't run out of options. You can do the same thing on this guy, right? You can do the same thing on the yellow. So let's just take that pen. Let's do it. Do the same on yellow. So you don't run out of options. You will not just say, okay, these are the three things I have. I will stick to this. No, it's not how it works. So you can select the three of them, then make variations of them. When you select three of them, you make variations of them. I'm not calculating this thing I'm doing, but just know that something like this is possible. Because somebody will just select that base color now and use it for the design. Tell me that it's not contrasting well, right? I know something like that is possible. So when you get the base color, either you tint it a bit, so you have a lot of options. You have a lot of options to go with. Then you shade this guy, shade this guy. So you see that, see you see colors now. You can now choose to, okay, let me show you how endless these options will be. Let's say I want to make a design with this now. This is my card. Then I can choose to call this guy my white. This yellow. I want to make use of this shade of yellow. Instead of using white here, then I will switch to this guy. This guy is light. I will select this guy. Then what else will work for me? I want something dark. I will select this shade of red. This shade of red, right? See how the color is popping. Then I want something bluish. I can choose this blue or come down. It will come down a bit. Then change this guy to something like this. See that we just created an amazing color. We've created an amazing color. Everything is popping, like everything is contrasting well. So you must not stick to that initial color. Let's say as this Charlie gave you this color now, you just stick to this two, three boring colors. No. So as a designer, you just have to be a bit creative, right? You can either shade your colors. When you shade them, you get more variations of this color, right? Remember that you are working with this. This is a concept you got. Then you went further to get something like this by toning, shading, or tinting, right? That's what gave you that leverage to get more on this. So just have this in mind that don't just select three colors, select these three colors. Let me show you an example of what I mean. When you select these three colors and use them for design, how boring that your design will look like. Only God that can save you. Don't know. Any other thing can save you. Let me show you what I mean. So let's say I choose going as a design is, then red. I'll then choose blue. Then I'll now choose this one to be yellow. Exactly the shade of yellow. I don't know if this design is looking nice to you. Is it? This nice design is looking nice to you. Everything is just looking dull and boring.
It looks so dull.
You see that? So that's the magic you could do. Everything will look dull and boring. Your page will just be looking dull. But you see how this one is? This one is kind of bright. Everything is just there. Everything is showing itself, right? So instead of you going to, there are some websites I'll be sharing with you guys that you could get access to color palettes. These things are called color palettes. Bringing out colors you want to use in this way, creating colors you want to use. They are called color palettes. So you see the color palette you created with your knowledge of color theory, with what you just learned today, right? You could create color palettes and use them for brands. Let's say a brand wants a particular shade of blue, right? You can just suggest this blue for them and use it for their design. You see that when you add this blue, it will still contrast well. If you select this blue, you see that the design is still popping because your colors are right. You made the right choice. So just see this as the building block. See how this thing is looking. See how nice these colors are looking. So that's how it works, right? When you select the colors, you either shade them or you tint them. When you shade and tint them, you get um unlimited options to go by. You have unlimited options to go by. But if you stick to this first option, it looks boring. It looks boring. So if you want to get more creative, shape the colors, tone the colors, and tint the colors, you will see massive options to go by. Are we following?
Yes, we are.
Okay, so moving on. This time it gets tricky because these things we are these things we are trying out, right? We'll try them out as assignments. We'll try them out as assignments. So I'll know that you guys are actually following. They will have this tetradic color harmony, right? So tetradic color harmony, the long and short of it is to create this type of color harmony, just the creation of a rectangle, right? When you draw a rectangle on your color wheel, the edges of that your rectangle, the four edges of those rectangles, pick the colors that it falls on. It forms your tetradic color harmony, right? You see that 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the edges of my rectangle. These are the edges of my rectangle. Just select the colors. You see this one: green, blue, red, orange, right? You pick them and use them for your design. Take four colors that are two sets of complementary pairs. Like this is just long grammar, right? Just have it in mind that whenever you draw your rectangle on your color wheel, wherever those four edges fall to, that will make your tetradic color harmony. It's that simple. The next one you have is the square, right? Where you draw a square on your color harmony to pick the colors, right? So there are some texts you see more than these color harmonies we talked about. There are some texts you see more than these color harmonies we talked about, while some are limited. But in any place you find yourself, these ones could work for you. These ones could work. Only one could even work for you. But these are options that are available for you, right? Then next one we look at is I guess this is the last concept. Yeah, this is the last concept. Warm and cool colors. Warm and cool colors. So warm and cool colors are terms used to describe group of colors based on their visual temperature and psychological associations. Here is a breakdown. So when you look at some colors tend to appear so bright, right? While some colors tend to appear so dull, right? So bright and dull colors, right? So the warm colors are the colors that associate with light more, right? So you see colors like orange, you see colors like yellow. These colors are vibrant, coral, peach, and gold. These colors are they shine, right? Then you see some dull colors like blue, you see green, you see purple. Those colors are just there. Those colors are just there. they work well mostly in backgrounds. Use them for backgrounds, right? Base color. Then you can use the warm colors for other. Okay, when we progress, you see what there's a rule that helps us in selecting colors, right? You see this D 60-30-10 rule of stuff, right? Is it 60-30-10? Yeah, 60-30-10, where you see
Yeah,
the
60 30 10 rule.
yeah, so the base color is 60%, the secondary color is 30%, and your accent color could be 10%. So there's a rule like that for selecting colors. Maybe you check that out. You watch videos on 60-30-10 rule principle for selecting colors. That equally works. So this is how to select colors. You see, look at the colorway, how they demarcated it into two. They split the color wheel into two, where we have the warm colors. You see them, the colors that tend to be bright, and you see the cool colors, the colors that tend to be dull. So this is another combination you can do, right? If not, if you don't want to use those color harmony we did, you can just use this combination of warm and cool colors. You can just pick one from up, pick one from down, and use them for your design, and it will complement well, right? Remember the goal of this lecture. We just want to select colors that complement well for our design. Are we good? We have questions for this. You have questions for this. So let me quickly get a design. Let me get a design that will apply these colors
Yeah,
to.
I have a question.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, I have a question. Okay, this tetradic split complementary, are they other monochromatic colors?
Are they what?
Are they under monochromatic colors?
No. These are different, these things are different color harmonies. So monochromatic is on its own, triadic is on
Okay,
its own, analogous is on its own, right? All those things are on their own.
okay.
Get it, right? So let me just look for a design I will implement. Login page, search for a login page and see how it goes. I pray this is editable. Okay, these guys are editable. Cool. Okay, I guess this is the designer for this. So let's now apply our polygons to this guy. Let's apply our polygon to this guy.
Sorry, please, where are you getting these designs?
Figma community, we said that, you know.
Okay, thank you.
This. I think not on this account I designed this. Is this no?
Are you actually creating new document, or is it on the same document you've been using?
I'm saying on the same document. I mean,
Alright.
this is a document you have already now. Then I'll just paste that. What I want. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. So we don't have enough time to start getting this from scratch. That's why I wanted us to get something quicker. Get something quicker. What we just do is apply our colors to it. Apply our colors to it. So this could stay for you. So I say you want to elevate this design a bit and just change this. Let me touch this style first. Then select the particular shade that you want. Right. And we don't want to work with the whole color. Then select another. If you want to maintain your view, you have them works, you have them can work. So whenever you're selecting colors, make sure that colors you are selecting are contrasting, right? Please have that in mind. Of that in mind. Can do that or still maintain the same blue if you want. But now make this one a little bit faint. It's faint. So whether it works for you. And come to this guy, do the same thing. Touch. Again. You might choose that you don't want your text to be black. You want it to be a darker shade of this so that it works. It's choose whatever you want. Change this one to the color that you're using. And get that too. Yeah. Gradually changing this to our own color palette. Gradually changing the design to our own color palette. We have the hands first. Now we are changing with this particular palette we choose. Change. Right. So if you want to choose to leave it this way, or still want to stick with what you have in our palette, it works for you. It is like verification, so no need to change this. It's actually nice to look green and showing you success. Yeah. So there are colors that remain constant, like colors like arrow. You know that is actually cool to represent those colors with red related colors, right? Colors within the family of red and colors that's for success, colors around green. Then for warning could be yellow or stuff like that, right? Yellow, orange, stuff like that. So that we've been able to represent then this success, then password change, something like this. You can still change this color too. So that's pretty much how you can do your design. So I always advise people to use neutrals. See how they are using white. They didn't come to use a color for this. They didn't use a few color for this page. Right? You see some designers, they will change this place to a few color and they will start using something like this. Sorry. Start using a few color for this place. It will work well, right? But it doesn't look so nice. You'll see the difference when you're using a neutral that everything has the chance to pop, right? Everything is popping. Right? But when you use a color, a hue for it, it limits the creativity. It doesn't look so nice. It doesn't look so nice. It looks like an amateur design. But when you use neutrals here, like white, I'm not saying neutrals, use white, colors around white, it pops well. So that's one thing you should keep in mind, right? Anytime I'm using colors, you design a website, then inside that website, the base color, you're not using something like red as your base color. You've limited the beauty already. It can't look so nice in game. But when you use neutrals like white, you see that it gives it that professional look and feel. It gives it that professional look and feel, right? Sure, we're following.
Yes, we
Yes,
are.
well,
Okay. So that's simple. And your pictures, you can equally play around your pictures too. And bring pictures that are matching your color. Bring pictures that are matching your color. When you don't get pictures matching your color, you can. That could be the work of a designer, a graphic designer, the person that could change your color for you, or you look for AI tools that could help you change the colors on the pictures. Or you go to YouTube, get tutorials on how to change colors on pictures. You know that works for you, right? Or you then spend more time searching for the particular color that you want. So that is the preferred how to apply these colors in design. Like you see, one of our palettes, if I apply the color to one of our palettes, you can still apply it fully. Then you can change that to you don't want to use black. But use of neutrals, they are very nice, right? It's so nice to use neutrals. So your color looks, your design looks so much. Right? Yeah, I didn't use a lot of colors. Yeah, just blue, black, white, gray, blue, black, white. I didn't add, and the design, the screen is looking nice. Then you see somebody will now pack, well, I want to exhaust all these colors. The person will use yellow, the person will use red here. Sometimes it doesn't look nice. See, it doesn't look nice. Unless on special requests. But you can use all these colors, you can exhaust all these colors. This yellow now to enter for warning, right? When there is an error, right? This yellow will come in when there is an error, sorry, this red will come in, then warning, this yellow will come in, right? Then this blue could go and stuff like that. So that at the end of the day, you exhaust your color palette. You exhaust this color, right? You use all of them, but you use them maturely. You use them maturely. Don't use them like newbies, right? Don't use them like people learning how to use color. Use them like people that have gone through a color theory class. Use them like the people that have gone through a color theory class. You don't start using, let's say this blue is this white is this background is white. Now you want to use this shade of blue. that's an error on this one. We want to use this shade or something like this shade of, you see that this login is lost, right? This login is lost. Unless for disabled, when a button is disabled, right? You know what a disabled button is, right? Do we know?
Yes.
So please tell them what's a disabled button.
No.
When it can
A
no
disabled
longer, when it's no longer active.
It's that simple. So a button that is not active that you cannot click on is disabled. So you can use either a neutral that is like gray, right? Or you can use a lighter shade of that color. Let's say the main button color is this blue. Then you can use a lighter shade of this color, maybe something around here. So anybody coming here knows that this button is inactive. You cannot click on it. So when it's bright on its full appearance, you know that the button is active. It could be clicked on, right? You follow to this point, right? Then if you have any question, you can bring it on now. Or we'll call it a day. So you have an
Yeah,
assignment.
I have a question.
Okay.
So I don't know how are you able to, because I can see you're applying the alignment principle when you were trying to rescale that rescale that is used to that is align the picture on the landing page, the first one. So how are you
This
able
one.
to call up? Yes, how are you able to do that? Because I don't know if your ruler is highlighted. So if it's
Okay, you can
highlighted,
on it.
where did you get it from?
You can use your ruler. Let me check. I guess it's from view, show ruler. Yeah, from view. When you come to this menu, when you come
Okay,
to menu, you see view,
view.
then you see show ruler,
Mm, sure. Rulers.
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 Yeah, click on show
Okay.
rulers. Then if you're a shortcut person, you can use Shift R,
Shift R. Okay.
Shift and R. Then if you look at the edge of your browser, you will see the ruler there. You can just click on it and drag. You click on it to drag. You keep snap it to where you want. Click on the ruler again, you drag. You see a ruler calibration. When you click, you drag. Then from the top side, you can click, drag, and snap to wherever you want.
Okay.
But we'll be having
View.
So we're having a lecture on layout grid when we start designing. We have a lecture on layout grid, and you see how you can use layout grid in combination with your ruler to make out designs that align well. So for now, you can just be making use of your ruler to make sure that things are aligned. Okay. We'll have what to call layout grid. So layout grid snaps, create a grid line for you, even goes as far as creating in blocks that you could just fit your designs using those boxes. That's that. More question? You have more questions? Okay. In absence of your questions, right? Let me give out the assignments. Then, as I'm giving out the assignment, if you still remember your question, you can bring them on. How many color harmony did we treat today? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right, you saw
9.
7 today. Is it
That's
9?
7. Monochromatic, analogous, complementary, split, triadic, tetradic, square, and warm and cool colors. Is that?
as is 7, then warm and cool color is like a concept on its own, right?
Oh,
So
so
yeah,
square color harmony is not part of it.
it's still part of it.
Okay.
It's part of it. So the square. So we have 7 plus the warm and cool colors. These like 8 concepts on selecting colors, right? We
Okay.
have these 8 concepts on selecting colors. So I want you guys to, you've known how to use the Figma tool, right? You've known how to use the Figma community, right? You've known how to use the Figma tools. You've known how to, starting from creating accounts and stuff, you know how to use Figma community. You know how to use tools on Figma, and you know how to select colors using the color harmony now. Now, I want you to go to Figma community, right? Import a design like I did here. Import one design. So when you import it, you you change the colors of that design with, okay, let's say you import this design, first design, you made use of monochromatic color harmony. You used all monochromatic, you write it there, you draw like, let me show you what I'm saying. Let me show you what I'm saying. Let me say, these are analogous, right? So on the first one, the assignment one, it will be 8, right? It will be 8. This one is number 1. Let me just give you a rough explanation of what I'm talking about. Let's say these are number 1, right? Number 1, analogous. Then you write the name. Just find a way to make your design look sharp or look cool. These are analogous, right? Let me if I'm right to this time. Then, so analogous. This is the first one. So you must not, I mean, align it the way I did. You can choose to do yours like this. First one, analogous. Then your design follows or side by side. Stack, you can stack it or you do side by side, whichever works for you. Let's say this one is number 1. Then you know how to combine it, right? You show me a diagram of combining the analogous color, which is the 3 colors following each other, 1, 2, 3, right? Next to each other, next to one another. Then when you select it, you write the name of that color harmony, analogous color harmony. It's like I've done the number 1 for you guys, analogous color harmony. This is it, the number 1, or any way you want to represent it. Now you create a color palette showing that analogous color harmony. You create your color palette, create your color palette. So find how to arrange it. So from this color palette, you know how to select colors from the analogous. It's the 3 colors next to each other. So the first one is this guy. So the second one is this guy. The third one is this guy. Right. So you can select this guy, this guy,
Excuse me,
this guy.
how were you able to identify these colors you chose on the field color? I don't know what to call it. How were you able to not look for it? It was easy for you to identify.
Okay, sorry, I didn't show you this. We have what we call the eyedropper tool,
Okay.
right?
Mm.
Once you open your phone, you see this thing, this small thing like pen here, like
Mm-hmm.
eyedropper. It's called the eyedropper tool or color
Okay.
picker. So whenever you
Mm-hmm.
click on the color picker, it will come up this way. Click on the color picker, you see that your mouse cursor changes to a picker. So wherever
Mm.
you place it and click on the place, the color inherits that color there. So if I place it on my purple and click, you see that my rectangle, my square inherits this purple here, right? Then I click on
Mm-hmm.
another square,
Okay.
click on my color, then click on this red. You see that it inherits it. Click on this, click on my color picker again, click on this. You see that it inherits it. So it's that simple. So you use your color picker to make these selections, right? So
Okay.
that is that for um color analogous color, right? Then you use these colors for the design. So you change these colors here, you change the existing colors and put this your colors, right? So remember you can shade or tint this analogous before you tell me that it's not working, right? Shade, you can have a shade of it and you can have a tint of it. You know how to do that, right? We did it in the class, so it's not isn't something you should worry yourself about. You just do it and fill these colors, these analogous, fill them up here as a design. Like you are changing this design. I don't want you to just build your own from scratch. So that's why I wanted it to do to be easier for you guys. So the work you are doing here is you just import a design, already made design, select the color harmony, each of them. So like I've done this, let's say I'm done with this one. I can say this one is my number one done. Then I will do another one, my number two, right? My number three till my number eight.
So are we meant to design all those what's it called? The individual rectangles for all of
Those
them, or
pages.
just pick one?
I don't get the poster. So.
What I mean is this the instance, the picture you picked from community, all these 7 rectangles, are we to design them, all 7 of them,
It depends
or
on how
just
many
pick one?
pictures you want. If you want to use, I don't know, if you want to use one, you can use. If you want to use this, the one that is as long as this, you use. I just want to see those colors come to play. That's my own interest. You get?
Yeah.
Assignment. Let me write it. So
Yeah, you can paste. You can
so
also
people that
paste it
will
on
be
the group too.
referencing this video will see that at this point, this is so this is the point at which the assignment began, right? So let me explain the assignment again, right? From what we learned today, you create a color wheel, which is this, right?
Okay, you can pick any. You can pick any type of color, like either monochromatic or diametric, Abby. Then you just, well, let's say for example, if
So
it's
I didn't get what you
monochromatic
are
that you
saying.
choose now. Hello,
Please, can you show that my network was out then?
I said you can pick any type of color you want. It's just that the color, the part of, let's say for example now monochromatic color. Then you just, out of the
Okay.
monochromatic color, you just do all the you just practice all the color harmonies or that monochromatic color. Is that it?
Okay, see the assignment, how it goes, right? So this is the part of the assignment for those that will reference this video later. So this is what we did today. We did 7 color harmonies, which and we included
Yes.
warm and cool colors as a part of selecting colors. So the end product of this lecture is for you to know how to select colors for your designs, right? So, and I taught you guys the color harmonies, right? And the ones we do today, they are 7 in number. And we looked at selecting colors via warm and cool colors. That's another concept altogether. So altogether, there are 8. So, right. So in the 8 of them, what you do for me is the first one, I want you to utilize those color harmonies in design. Right. I want you to bring them to life. I want you to utilize design. So the first one being the monochromatic color harmony, right? So let's say this is a monochromatic, right? Okay, let me use analogous that we've been using. This analogous, how is analogous color harmony derived? Is derived by selecting 2 colors that are next to each other, and next to one another on the color wheel. That's the definition, right?
Yes,
Put
yes.
together. So these are the
I'm with you.
colors.
I'm
Let's
with
say
you.
this one, the green, let's say example, you want to select 3 colors that are next to each other. Then let's say I'll pick my pen tool and select these 3 colors. This one, this one 2, and this guy 3. Now I want these colors to make it to my color palette. Then this is what I will do. This is the palette I've created already, right? Let me take these guys out so you see it. This is the palette I've created for it already. I created this palette already, 3 colors, right? Then I'll select the first color, which is I select this guy to be my first color. See where it starts. The first one, first color. Then the second one, my second color, and the third guy, my third color. This third guy as my third color. Remember, this is analogous color harmony
Harmony,
selected by
yes.
colors. Yes, next to each other, 3 colors next to each other. Then, if you know that when I use these 3 colors for my design, there's every chance that it will look so dull, right? Remember what I told you guys, you can bring in neutrals, which is white and black and gray. You can equally tint or shade it. Let's say I want to shade it, I add this again and add this again. I can still add this again. Sorry, I'm into this place. I can still add this again. Right. So remember these are base color, right? Then I want to shade it, I want to tint it, addition of white. I want to add white to it. So I can just click on this guy, add white to the guy, take it up a bit, click on this guy, then add another white to it. See that, then click on this guy, add white to the guy, click on this guy, still add white to the guy. You see that I'm creating variations of this color. I'm creating more variations of this color. Then I can still add black. If I want to shade it, this is a normal color, right? Then I will add black to it. This is the normal color. I could add black to it, more black. Then this is the color still, and still add more black to it. Now you see the change from light to dark. So now I still do the same thing for this guy, black, and do the same thing for this guy, more black to it. Do the same thing for this guy too, black, then do the same thing for this guy too, more black. Right now, these colors have created the palette, the color palette that we'll be using. Right, I've created this for this analogous color. Remember how we started? We started for selecting first the concept behind analogous, right? You write it down here. I write the concept analogous. You could put it in brackets. 3 colors next to each other. It could be next to one another on the wheel. right? Next to one another on the color wheel. You know, you give spacing. You just okay. Let me just do it like I'm doing that. Yeah, next to one another on the color wheel. That's cool. Yeah, I use that to this place. Then I'll take this guy down. I'll use the front side for this one. So you know that this is an explanation. Yeah. Reduce the line height so it joins, yes. So you see that I've explained what is happening here as number one. I've explained what is happening here, right? This is an analogous color harmony. This is three colors next to one another in the color wheel. That's it one. Then this is my palette I created for each. This is the palette I created for it. And you guys saw how I created that palette. I created it from these three lines, from these three guys, right? And I created it, then added shade and tints to it, addition of white and addition of black, right? That is that. I'm done with that. Now, next thing I will do is I'll go to the Figma community and import a design. So when I import a design, now I will add those designs I imported, be it one screen design. I can import only one screen. I can choose to import only one screen and not this one I have. I can say it's only this one I want to import. I import this one. Then I'll apply these colors, these three colors to here, right? I'll apply these colors to here. I could just go like, okay, this guy, I'll change this color to this, right? Then I'll change this color to this, right? I just want you to, I just want to get how those colors will look like on a design. I just want to see those colors come to play on a design. Do you get the assignment now?
Yes, I get it now. Thank you.
Okay, this is like I've done number one, I've done analogous. Then you do the same thing for the next one, which is maybe monochromatic, complementary, triadic, you do all of them like this. So I want to see 8 of them. So that's what I'll be looking forward to get on Monday. Be looking forward to get this on Monday. Remember, you have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday to work on these assignments, right? Work on it and submit on Monday. After class is on Monday, I will take it. Remember what assignments, the real assignment plays in this learning or this class, whatever, right? So
So how are
please
we
make sure you
how are
do.
we going to submit?
I will communicate to you guys on how I'll take it. We'll be submitting by
Right.
just link. So just send me a link, and when I want to take it, I'll tell you. But do it on Figma, so it will be very easy for me to take a look at it. So I guess if you have more questions, you can just bring
Can
them
it be
on
shared?
or sir?
Can you share a work, a design
Yeah,
from
you can share.
Figma?
Definitely. You can share and collaborate on a project.
So
It's
how
very
can we do
easy.
that? I think it's better we start doing taking action. If we can, okay, I can see the share button. So
There's a share here. So when you click on share, you can share, copy your link and share to anybody. So the person will look at your work. So you can limit people that will look at your projects, see the display layouts. So we've been having, as you're progressing in Figma, we'll be touching all these things. It's just bit by bit. I don't just want to bombard you guys with a lot of information that you get confused in. So just I want anyone who get to master that, then move ahead to another one. So but it's possible we can share on Figma. stuff like that. Just have that in mind for now. So we're all good, right?
Hmm.
All right. So thanks for being part of today's class. See you guys tomorrow again. Remember, we'll have presentations to make tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll have to ask you guys how motive graphs
Sorry, please,
throughout
can
the
you help
week.
us drop,
You said
sorry, I'm sorry. Can you help us drop a brief of the assignment on the group?
this
Is it
this
possible?
brief, you can go to the video, you see the brief now. That's why I took time to brief on this video. So once I drop the link, just check it, you will see the briefing. It's clear enough.
Okay, thank you.
It's all right. Okay. So see you guys tomorrow, same time, same station. Thanks for having me.
Next week.
Bye for now. It's not next week, today. Tomorrow. So bye guys. See you guys tomorrow. Have a nice day.
Hmm. Hmm.
What is it? Yes, no. Bye, people.
Bye, guys. See you tomorrow.